Hello, greetings everyone. How are we doing? How's it going tonight? Oh, instantly from the chat. Look, I can show you that. Look, we're fancy tonight. Tonight we have tonight we have the Streamlabs. I was eating a Pop Tart before this, and the answer is pumpkin pie Pop Tart because why not? So today we have technology. We can share screens. We can do all kinds of things. I know it's very soon for us to be doing a live stream, so shortly after the last one. As always, my paranoid first question, even though I tested the mic a million times, can you hear me? How is it? Let me know. But this time we're going to go through the Solicits live because I like talking about them, but they're very long. They are very long. And so editing those videos just takes a very long time. And so I thought, why not? Let's just, screw it. We'll do it live. So it's going to be a good time. Settle in. I do feel like I have to do a spoiler warning because these solicits, they can fill you with existential dread. It's September right now, time of recording or living, and we're looking at solicits for late December and early January. So yeah, it's just, feels bad. And so because of that, also how they're written, sometimes they'll just start off with things like, so and so is dead. And if you were following along and you don't want to be, surprised by anything, just, heads up, fair warning, because forewarned is forearmed. How is forewarned is forearmed? Yes, that's what we're trying to say. How is everybody tonight? How are we doing? How is it going? Before we even get started, I guess I have to ask, are you people who look at solicits normally, or is it not for you? Just let me know. It's the general question. And now I'm gonna pop into the tech. And we can share our screen. Ooh, I can have double stats now. It's very interesting. The behind the scenes stuff that's happening is actually like, woo. Did we bring tea? Yes. Yes, I did. I brought tea. You know it. Oh, okay. So, bum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Look at that. Ooh, oh. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. So, this is DC Comics December 2023 and early January 2024. So, you can start planning your life out that far in advance. Yes. What do they say about it? Ooh, I don't know why this is highlighted because I didn't highlight that and I didn't want to click on it. But I did. Now we have to go back. Now you get to experience all of the majesty of liveness. Scooby-Doo mysteries. That is exciting, but I didn't want to click on it. Oh. Teaser version. I'm already here. And now we can experience what most people experience of all of the ads scrolling down the sides. Oh, why not? That's part of the experience. That's, yes. So let's go. Let's see what we have. And we can click on the covers first because why not? That's always fun. Did you see how that loaded like dial up? Wasn't that beautiful? What an experience. I actually like this one. It's cute. Oh, my computer is so sad and so old. You don't know how old my computer is. Aw, thank you, Lantern Zone. I really appreciate that. It's very fun to do them. It's fun to dip, toes into things that aren't the big two. I'm sorry, I'm so awkward. I'm getting used to using the new tech, but I'll even out in a minute and feel more confident. I don't know why I was so nervous about using it. I guess it's just any kind of change, change is difficult. But this is Titans. I don't know why I'm gesturing when you can see it here. It's Titans Beast World 2, written by Tom Taylor with the art and cover by Ivan Reese. I never know how to say anything. Now you know the truth. And Danny Mickey. And so they're doing this whole everybody being turned into beasts thing following the last Night Terrors event that they did. And we have We're going to have to read everything in the trailer voice, like, in a world with beasts rampaging through the streets. That's not the in the world voice at all. That's teacher voice. With beasts rampaging through the streets and a world conqueror in the sky, the Titans must do all they can to save humanity. But as heroes and villains alike are infected, will the team stay clear of the spores or become part of the threat? And as the world rages, can Raven discover a way to save Beast Boy? So sounds like we're going to have some Beast Boy Raven shipping for those of you who that's your thing. Spores, everyone being infected, get your Walking Dead and Last of Us hats ready. Just I love your pun. We have to share your pun with everybody. Hold on. Isn't it beautiful? I wish I had a soundboard so that we could applaud it. I love it. That's great. Mechasaurus has a question. Will you do a vid on my adventures with Superman? I might, especially now that it's done and we can actually look at the entire thing as we wait. And they've also done more interviews talking about some things that people had questions about. So that will add to the quotes. And you know I love having all the quotes that I can share with you. So that's Titans Beast World #2 on sale 12/12/23 for $4.99 US at 32 pages. Next up, Beast World 3, because we're going through all of December, so you can just feel your wallet clench if you're buying them in that way and you're not in DC Infinite or anything like that. So after 2, go to 3, and let's see how spoilery the second one is compared to the first one. Why people are walking around? You can probably hear them in the background. Why? This is Titans Beast World #3, written by Tom Taylor, art by Lucas Mayer. Was the artist on the last one? No, it wasn't. Okay, that's not just me. It was not on the last one. The world has gone wild. Pun probably fully intended. And Amanda Waller is the only one who can bring order. The mastermind behind the Suicide Squad has now been given frightening authority to deal with the threat at large. She knows what is needed to end this, but will her brutal methods put her on a collision course with the Titans? I mean, I would assume so. I would assume so. They're just not going to care. They're going to be like, nah, we're not going to do anything about it. Forget it. The covers are, well, that one's kind of fun with Waller on it. But they're not as exciting as some we might imagine for a giant, Beast World event. Ooh, tie-ins. So, it wouldn't be an event if we didn't have a lot of tie-ins. So, Titans Beast World Tour Gotham #1. Written by Chip Zdarsky, Grace Ellis, Gretchen Felker, Martin, that's a hyphenated name, Sam Maggs, and Kyle Starks. Art, many people. We don't need to butcher any more names. It's too early in the evening. This one's $5.99 US. The last one was $4.99 as well. Okay. And so it looks like we're getting a bunch of anthology style stories centered around Gotham, even though it's a world tour, but that's what's to be expected. As the bestial infection spreads all over Earth, the shape-shifting spores finally start to take root in Gotham City. Finally, I like how that's phrased. Finally. Follow the feral tales of your favorite heroes and villains. Will they be our favorites? That remains to be seen. As they lose themselves to their more beastly nature. With stories by Eisner winners, Chip Zdarsky. Oh no, it's going full trailer mode, Academy Award winner. That's when you know that it's serious. Or that they have to try really, really hard to pitch it to. Eisner winners, Chip Zdarsky, Grace Ellis, and so many more, but we're only going to name 2 of them. It's sure to leave you hooting and howling in delight. More animal puns. I appreciate the commitment to the animal puns for the right. There was effort in that solicit. It's much appreciated. I appreciate the effort always. Oh. Anybody, or is this tickling anybody's fancy? And yeah, Keem Dog, I see that. And I agree. I was going to say that, but you beat me to it. It's Yeah, it's the kind of the same kind of vibe of it's affecting the whole world. Last time it was rain, now it's spores, that kind of thing. Okay, but of course, Gotham can't be the only city that gets to have fun, even though they have a buff Harley variant over here. Yeah, there it is. Enjoy the buff Harley variant in the center right there. Could probably make it bigger for you, but I'm not going to because my computer runs so slow. And do you see that I don't have my ad blocker on? Yeah, we're getting the full experience. This is what it's like to experience comics. I hadn't realized that they ran so many ads now. It's been a while. It has been a long time. Normally, I read these in like a chunk format without the images when I do read them because, again, sometimes they get really, really spoilerific. I've never had PF Chang's, and that ad did not convince me. But now we have Titans Beast World Tour Central City #1. So we get to have flashes doing things, and this interesting kind of sketch variant cover that's just hanging out over there, written by many people, some of whom are writing the Flash, like Cy Spurrier, who's doing that horror kind of thing on the Flash. Oh no, they keep going with the infected thing. Speedsters infected. The home of the Flash is not immune from the Starro spores. Hey, look, see, we're learning just by reading these solicits. We're learning where everything comes from. It's all coming together. You don't even need to read the book. It's like one of those trailers where they just show absolutely everything. You can have that experience by reading these solicits. The home of the Flash is not immune from the Starro spores, and as a member of the Flash family is infected. Okay, it does make sense. It's all hands on deck across both Central and Keystone City. Iris West has a plan that requires the help of her BFF. Maxine Baker, while Avery Ho, Wallace West, and fan favorite Circuit Breaker will all be working together with the entire clan to contain the infected speedsters causing chaos across the city. Oh, it's trying to be cash. Oh, and the recent issues within the Speed Force haven't gone away. This key chapter, so they're trying to make you buy it. This key chapter of the Beast World saga also contains important revelations for the Scarlet Speedster's next steps as the Flash. Writer Cy Spurrier, that I paused so oddly there, is joined by Speed Force writer Jarrett Williams, Circuit Breaker scribe A.L. Kaplan, and Night Terror's The Flash writer Alex Packnadel. So we're here. We're fans, so we can answer, is Circuit Breaker a character that any of you care about? Is that a fan favorite for any of you? So I want to hear, because they're already talking them up, We're already getting the whole you need to care in the solicit. So how do we feel? How do we feel about all of it? More cities? Are there more cities? Because now I see Aquaman. Yes, Atlantis. There are more places to visit. Who? Yeah, I know. They had, I remember they introduced them a while ago, but then nothing really happened, and now it's fan favorite. It would be the same if they said the same thing about something like Red Canary or somebody, like fan favorite. It's not, you gotta earn fan favorite. It's hard to earn that. Titans Beast World Tour, Atlantis. Doesn't it sound, the more you say it, it sounds like some kind of concert. And I think that that's kind of what they're trying to elicit or evoke. Titans Beast World Tour, Atlantis #1. Sina Grace, Frank Thierry, and Megan Fitzmartin. And art and variants and $5.99 for 48 pages. They do this thing here where they put the covers for the one on top and then they break it up with so many ads, and you will not make me buy a Toyota. You won't. It's not gonna happen. What is Red Canary up to? That's a very good question. That's a good question. They are gonna do something with her in the Green Arrow book. So I think they're gonna do something, at least. I hope that they do something after giving her an entire backstory and everything during Dark Crisis. But what's happening in Atlantis with the beasts? Because we already have all of the fish down there. Beast World plunges into the deep As Garth reacts to the crisis among his former Titans teammates, all hell breaks loose in the depths of Atlantis. It's a clash of Aquaman and Tempest in a deep sea battle royale that points the way to new horizons ahead. Plus, Megalodons versus Mera and Jackson Hyde, and Black Manta channels his inner Manta. That doesn't sound as cool as I think they want it to. In this exciting next installment of Beast World. This is a lot of Beast World to have to buy if you want all of the Beast Worldness. I wonder if it'll end up being like Night Terrors, where a lot of it didn't end up really having a big impact on the main thing. I'm not over Black Manta channels his inner Manta. I'm not over it. I don't know. I don't know if that's the hit phrase that they're looking for. Are we out of it? Are we free? I think we're free from Beast World for a moment. And that variant cover is just straight up Jason Momoa. That's just Jason Momoa right here. Look at that. So what do we think? Are we excited for Beast Wars? Did anything that you heard there really make you want to check out Beast Wars? Let me know. Titan 6. I don't know why I held up one hand. The other one was here. Titan 6. All right. Written by Tom Taylor, art by Travis Moore. We're back at $3.99. Ooh, reasonable. That's something I can kind of get behind. As the world is overrun by beasts. We're not free. As the world is overrun by beasts, the Titans face the man who put it all in motion, Brother Eternity. Now we know who did it. We know where the spore is from, and we know who did it. Yes, but the cult leader might not be what he appears to be. What shocking secret does Brother Eternity hold? And will Starfire survive it? Chances are probably. And if not, I'm sure she'll be fine. Medan 1911, thank you very much. I had never heard of Tom Strong before your vids. They intrigued me so much I bought the compendium. Why can't I talk tonight? I need more tea, clearly. Thanks for the introduction. I'm so glad. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to be able to talk about some things that people might not have heard of. I was also glad when people said that they were going to check out the me that you love in the dark, which is exciting. Although some people thought it was some kind of cry for help. It's like, no, I just really want to talk about it. Sometimes I just really want to talk about a book and the urge won't leave me alone until I go ahead and do it. And that's definitely what happened there. Oh yeah, they're doing this. I remember they were doing this. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. So yeah, the crossover you didn't know that you wanted or needed, allegedly, is here. Written by Brian Buccellato, art by Christian. Is that Deuce or Deuce? I don't know. That's why what I do is I actually go and I listen to multiple interviews to get a consensus, and hopefully you get one where they say their own name. And it's like, yes, but then you can't trust that because some people say I mispronounce my own name. So, okay, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Superman and Godzilla have gone head-to-head with devastating consequences in Metropolis as the Justice League scrambles to protect their homes from the monsters. Supergirl encounters Kong on Skull Island, and Wonder Woman takes on Behemoth on Themyscira. Lost in the monster mayhem, though, are Lex Luthor and his Legion of Doom. What nefarious connection do they have to everything? They still have Punchline on Legion of Doom, eh? I saw one of the little stills, and when they pulled up the Legion, she was there. So that's still happening. Yes, Dan, it does start with that. And there's a whole panel. I remember because it was a Hal panel where he was saying, well, what if Lois says no? And it made me laugh. Oh, yes. Okay. So next we're doing a kind of Batman offshoot series. Like we did Superman Lost, or Superman Lost is still going, where it was the Superman was in space and a whole bunch of years passed, but on Earth it wasn't that much time, but he's all traumatized from it. Now we have, get ready for it, Batman Off-World. So now we have Batman in space. Number 2, written by Jason Aaron. Art and cover by Doug Mankey and Jaime Mendoza. Why do I do anything live? This is why I don't. We shouldn't do it live. Superstar creators. Brutal interstellar adventure continues as young Bruce Wayne has journeyed to space to continue his development as Batman. I'm low-key kind of sold on like I can only train properly in space. But when he winds up a prisoner of the War Storm, a massive starship filled with trained killers, can the Dark Knight find new allies to aid in his journey? Probably. Most likely. I'm the worst person to be doing this because I'm just like, okay. Oh. All right. Now we have this one, which I swear was just made so that they could do the meme, which is kneel before Zod, which you'll remember is the line from Superman 2 if you've watched it. So we have kneel before Zod, which I imagine that they want you to say it in that manner. General Zod was Krypton's most notorious criminal. Now he has an entire planet to rule. But what happens when the most dangerous individual in the universe gets everything he ever wanted? Obviously, he wants more, and he'll stop at nothing to get it in the most brutal series you'll read this year. That's a bold claim. That's a very, very bold claim. I don't know about you, but I read some brutal things. This is not a hero's journey. This is a dark ride brought to you by the sick and twisted mind. Ooh, they're trying to sell it real hard. Of Adventures of Superman writer Joe Casey and artist Dan McDade in his monumental mainline DC debut for General Zod and his family. The descent into hell has just begun. I know, and then he lived happily ever after. Okay. Does anybody want to read a Zod mini? I need to know. What are we interested in? What are we feeling? What are we not feeling? Now. It's fun to say sick and twisted at least. At least I get to read it dramatically, and that's what I enjoy. That's my favorite part of doing the solicits, honestly, is reading them dramatically, and that's the part that takes the longest to edit. Ah, yes. The Christmas / holiday tie-in things get hype for what is, in my opinion, one of the most ludicrous crossovers I've ever heard, which is Batman Santa Claus Silent Night, #2. Santa Claus is coming to town. The ancient and wild Krampus is loose on Earth and releasing monsters to destroy Christmas. Santa Claus, with the help of the Justice League, is all that stands in the way of this impending darkness. The team's first challenge, a plague of vampires attacking Bloodhaven. Do you like the whiplash? Because that's my favorite part of that one, because I'd read that before on another site. It's just like, you want to see Batman fight Krampus? What about also vampires? It feels so close to DC versus vampires, even though I know that it's been a while since that happened. But yeah, the Justice League and Batman fighting Krampus. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know. That just sounds like one of those pitches where you just stumble in and just say whatever's on your mind. And I'm kind of thrilled that it's greenlit. I hope that it's fun. I hope that it's Silver Agey and fun, because if you did that, that could be, you know. Oh, and we get to hear about #3, and this one of Wonder Woman is weirding me out. The look on Santa's face, he's enjoying that a bit too much. That's a throwback to some golden age Wonder Woman cover, or rather interior panel, because you'd get something reversed on the cover experiences. It's Christmas Evil. That's not as good a pun. I'm sad. It's Christmas Evil. The nefarious Krampus unleashes a flock of killer harpies on London, and it's time to call in the big guns. Half the Justice League meets a most unusual elf who takes them to Norway to help Santa do battle, but it appears a diabolical trap is being set. What happened to the vampire? What happened? Does that sound like the kind of Christmas / holiday fun that you would be into? We have Batman 141, which sounds like it might be out of the Gotham War stuff, and it's gonna look nice because Jorge Jimenez is doing the art on the inside. We're still with Chip Zdarsky, and it's issue 141. And we have more Zur&R stuff. So if you like Zur&R, that is continuing for you. That Zur&R, that they are not letting it go. It is still happening. Personally, and it's just a personal thing, I'm not a huge Zero&R person. Are you? Is that a reimagined concept that you enjoy? Because they had the whole Silver Age where it was another superhero, another planet, and powers, and then it got reimagined by Grant Morrison as dark and gritty, another part of Batman's psyche, and that's very much where it's been since there. So, how do you feel about it? Is that a retcon that you enjoy? Do you like seeing that explored and keep being explored? Let me know. But let's hear what's going to happen. Why do I read it like this? Zero&R has done the unthinkable and now cut off from everything and everyone. Batman has to face off against his most devastating enemy, himself. No, in a brutal fight for the future as the specter of the Joker hangs over everything. The stunning conclusion of to Mind Bomb is here. Mind Bomb is a great name. Mind Bomb is fun. Oh, you dropped Batman. Ah. We have Detective Comics, which I'm not gonna lie, I fell off of a little while ago. I need to get back onto it. Also, fun, not it's not fun, but it's just an observation that this arc is currently called Batman Outlaw, and Wonder Woman's arc that she just started under Tom King is also called Outlaw. And it just makes me feel like they should be connected, even though I know that they're not, because Wonder Woman is just off doing its own thing in the middle distance. I did do a video on that. I just need to edit it. Well, I need to film it and edit it, but it's done. Many thoughts about Wonder Woman. Not there we go. We're good. So what do you think is happening in Batman Outlaw? I'm so checked out. Let's find out together. Batman Outlaw continues in part 4 of 5 in the bi-weekly Detective Comics event. It's a bi-weekly event. The Dark Knight has been executed and the Orgham's plan to take control of Gotham has been enacted. But with Catwoman arranging Batman's rescue mission from the shadows, not all is as it seems. Has Gotham's feline fatale figured out a way to cheat death, or has Gotham City truly lost its caped crusader? No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Oh, and then we continue it with the conclusion. That's so odd when you have them right underneath. It always makes it feel like these aren't something that are really for public consumption, which is always something that I've felt. They really do feel like they're more for people making orders, but it's still fascinating. It's fascinating to dive in every now and again. I don't read them every month. For those of you who aren't having to make orders for a store or anything, do you read them every month or do you dip in and out? It's kind of exciting to pop in and pop out every couple of months and just see what exactly is happening and why. Oh, that was my favorite part. That was like the one part I really liked and hooked on. All right, Nightwing, and the one of the covers I used for the thumbnail because it's just going full hentai because it can. And we have issue 109. Oh, it's a conclusion. The dramatic conclusion to Nightwing's pirate quest. Nightwing learns the truth behind the secret pirate society, and his relationship with B. Bennett changes forever again. Plus, an all-new adventure begins in the backups. What's going on with Beast Boy, and why is everyone turning into animals? Maybe we should have put the solicit earlier on the list. The tie-in to Beast World, the thrilling new event of the season, starts here. That's good to know, because if you didn't know that, you would just pick up the ones that just said Beast World and not know that you were supposed to pick up some of Nightwing. I know, that's me. That's me. I'm like, there's a pirate society. It sounds fun, but I've been hurt before. So we'll see. Who's still reading Nightwing? Who is all up on the pirate society? All right. Catwoman, number 60. 9 Lives, part 2. And if there are not 9 issues of 9 Lives, I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter. No, I won't. But like, can you imagine if they still published letters in the letters column like that? You know, if it wasn't nine issues, someone would write that letter. It's like, dear editor, why didn't you publish 9 issues? Somewhere in one of the world's most beautiful cities, a dance to the death is taking place. The setting, an accursed theater, where no matter the play in question, the stakes are life and death, with a prize worth more than its weight in gold. And at the heart of it all stalks the devilishly deviant, nice alliteration, Flamingo and his latest co-star, Catwoman. Can Selena Kyle glide her way through the performance of her lifetime, or will it be curtains for the immoral alley cat? Begrudgingly? Why are you begrudgingly still reading it? I want to hear about the begrudgingly. What is it that you're not enjoying so much? Tell me. I want to know. I like this variant here. That's the kind of repetition of the Batman and Robin #1, but with Damien's new costume and the Santa. That one's really cute. This is Batman and Robin #4. Oh, it's one to me. I like that art. Batman and Robin have been they just got back together. Batman and Robin have been separated. Batman works with White Rabbit, who someone in the last stream was excited was coming back, to track down the new femme fatale, Shush. Oh yeah, that was a thing. The female hush shush. While his son, Damien, hunts down the criminal mastermind who is targeting his father, but Damien won't like who he finds. Don't miss out on the shocking ending. I do appreciate that they at least minimize the spoilers a little bit in that one. Yeah. Pacing. Yeah, Lady Hush. No. Shush. Shh. I unironically love Hush. It's one I've told the story before, but it's one of the first graphic novels that I bought for myself from the bookstore. And even though it is like, yeah, it looks like the guy who did it, I still enjoy it very much. Batman, the Brave and the Bold, #8. This one is an anthology one, so they're very quick with this. You don't really get a good handle on it. Like, William Martz's gripping white-knuckled back to year one Batman adventure concludes. In part 2 of Kyle Stark's Wild Dog, Here Comes Trouble, Wild Dog comes face to face with the new gang taking over the Quad Cities. And Aquaman's bare knuckle mission takes him to Gorilla City, ? Ooh, yeah, these covers are great. I really enjoy the body horror stuff that they're doing with Poison Ivy right now. And this Brood cover, especially over here in the corner, horrifying. I really like it. All of these ones are super fun though for what they're doing with her, because yes, Poison Ivy's still going. We're at issue 18 and we have the same writer in G. Willow Wilson since the start. It's actually getting a bit of a groove going. So if you're curious about it, that's kind of, it's just off in its own corner doing its own thing. Who sanctions Judge? Yeah, I do love I love the Batman Brave and the Bold cartoons, and it's just whenever they bring up that name, that's always, at least for me, that's the kind of energy I'm always expecting, but that's not what they're going for. This is really much more of a Legends of the Dark Knight type vibe that they're trying to kind of convey. But what's happening in Poison Ivy in the body horror issue? The victims of Pamela Isley's parasitic outbreak have returned home to her. As she faces off against her own undead body count, she makes a horrifying discovery about her own strange new body. So we're playing in the horror element over there, and it's been pretty fun. We have Harley Quinn, #35, and is always teasing us with the classic costume. Okay, the Harley ones are always written, they're trying to be written as though they are Harley, and they hurt a bit, so get ready. Freshly washed, but just as emotionally messy, I'm ready to finally solve the case of who the Grawlix has been screwing with me. Now I've just got to round up a crew of butt-kicking individuals to help me go kick some multi-dimensional space butt in time for me to come home to my beautiful Pammy, plus my first cousins twice removed, Hannah Rose May and Leah Max, tell the gut-busting story of how I traveled to a lost city of dinosaurs in search of a mysterious treasure. Snap that quip. It didn't say to do that, but I felt like I had to. That was the energy that it was giving off. So I just gave into it. I see you. I see that pun, class clown. It's noted and appreciated. We have Outsiders #2 and Batwoman looking very cool. Monsters of the Unknown with what? not with hidden tragedies, what hidden tragedies lie inside the forever storm of the Enlil Triangle. On January 1st, 2000, a storm kicked up near the Enlil Island chain in the mid-Atlantic, and it never stopped. As a West Point cadet, Kate Kane encountered something monstrous in those turbulent waves, and now she is returning to face it alongside the outsiders. But can she control her desire for revenge in the service of Luke Fox's mission of understanding? What secrets will it discover deep beneath the monster-filled waves of the Enlil Triangle? And how will the outsiders survive their encounter with the monster-hunting specialists of the DC Universe, the new challengers of the unknown? This new boundary-breaking dive into the secret history of the DC Universe is just beginning. So we're doing this kind of throwback story to the kind of missing piece of history potentially here. It depends how it's done. It depends how it's done, but it sounds like it could potentially be fun. And it's nice to see Kate and it's nice to see Luke. They're characters who I don't feel get enough play, and I like them. So we'll see. We will see. Those are cute. Birds of Prey covers. We're at number 5 as the birds and the Amazons double their efforts in fighting Megara. I never know how to say it. And I always say it wrong. It's one of those names for me, like Karakara, Dinah. And Sin take the battle inside, quite literally. Oh no. The battle for the fate of Sin has now truly begun, and it is not something everyone is going to walk away from. As long as they mean like in a headspace astral plane battle, not they actually shrunk down to a body, although either could work. We're at The Penguin number 5. Written by Tom King. That's been announced for a while back because they're really still trying to push the Penguin. With the dust settling in the aftermath of the Gotham War, Penguin's gathering the final member of his team before his return to Gotham. But who is this mysterious villain, and what's his connection to the Dark Knight? You know what? That's actually a solid solicit. You know, it builds some intrigue. It tells you where we're at. Approved. Batman 89, Echoes number 2. We're still playing in the Burtonverse. Did the NBC, they tried to run those articles about him being salty about the cameos in the Flash movie, in that scene with the world's, it's not the worst, but it is some pretty bad rendering, CGI rendering in that scene. Yeah, I liked how they did the Riddler and the Penguin in Gotham too. Let's see. With Batman missing, is he ever not missing? Alfred turns to Drake Winston and Barbara Gordon in hopes of finding him. Meanwhile, something is brewing in Arkham Asylum, with Dr. Jonathan Crane and Dr. Harley Quinzel duking it out over the new celebrity patient who was just admitted. We have Superman 78, the Metal Curtain number 3. Superman is in bad shape after the beating he took from Metallo, but questions need answers. How did the Russians build his suit, and where did his kryptonite come from? And when it comes to getting answers, the Man of Steel knows just who to turn to, intrepid reporter Lois Lane. It's always nice to see the use of the word intrepid return. Be a PlayStation 2 Nick Cage. I'll take any Nick Cage. Whatever type, it's fine. They did that. They dropped that A24 trailer where like he's going to be in everybody's dreams. That sounds interesting. I'm intrigued by that. Superman number 9, which continues to be a fun book to read. I'm still enjoying it. Super armor. Superman's battle with the Chained has left him wounded in unexpected ways. Emotionally. No, but the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad is still forming. To save Metropolis, Superman has no choice but to put on a special armor built by Lex. The Klex shippers assemble. Batman/Superman World's Finest number 22, which continues to have gorgeous art and just stealth be pretty solid all the time. Trapped in the universe of Kingdom Come, the world's finest heroes encounter skewed versions of their friends, a team calling itself the Justice Battalion. Good for them for changing up the name. Can Batman and Superman prevent Boy Thunder from fulfilling his destiny and becoming the bloodthirsty Magog? Just good for the Justice Battalion for avoiding Squadron or Squad or any variation on that. We have Action Comics 1060. A mistake from Superman's past has returned, and Metropolis hangs in the balance as the Super family is betrayed from within and stripped of their powers one by one. Superman sets out on a suicide mission into the multiverse alongside the unlikeliest of allies, Constantine, the demon Etrigan, and making his return to Action Comics, Bloodwind. Plus, during the Beast World, in Metropolis, Dreamer has a run-in with life-changing consequences, and Zod's son begins to suspect New Kandor isn't as peaceful as it seems in the prelude to Kneel Before Zod. We're trying to tie things together again and make things feel more connected. As someone who enjoys a more connected universe, I enjoy that. I like when things feel like you kind of, not that you have to, it shouldn't be beholden that you have to read all of them, but at least it should feel like the things are impacting each other, at least in my opinion. What do you think? How do you feel about the fact that we seem to be working our way back towards that and away from the more omniversy kind of mentality, even though that is still in play? Greetings. Greetings out there in South Korea. Ooh, we're at the annual already, huh? We're at the Action Comics Annual 2023. Oh, the year it's going. Nora Stone's true form has been revealed. Her gateway between worlds is opened, and the invasion of Earth has begun. As the multiverse's two most powerful families clash above Metropolis, which legacy will Otharoth choose? Will the followers of Blue Earth defend their treacherous leader or their own home? It has all led to this. 3 years of Action Comics storylines culminate in this pivotal, dramatic, double-sized issue. For $5.99, it can be yours. Wonder Woman number 4. Wonder Woman number 1 was an interesting experience. I'm looking forward to getting that video done and putting it up and being able to have discussions with all of you about how you felt about it, because I can see it eliciting some very different reactions. With the world losing trust in the Amazons, although I mean from issue 1 it looked like it already had, Wonder Woman takes a moment to grant the wish of a dying boy and gives him the perfect day. Meanwhile, the Sovereign constricts his grip on the government. Will Wonder Woman be able to hold out hope as the world around her grows darker? Plus, Trinity spends the night at the Fortress of Solitude with her babysitters, the Super Sons. It just felt like it had to be read that way. Amazon's Attack number 3. We are returning to that title, even though the last time they had a Wonder Woman event, they didn't even acknowledge the past Amazon's Attack as an event and just pretended it hadn't happened. But you know what? We're back. We're back to Amazon's Attack. We can talk about it again. They're attacking once more. The war on Warrior Woman continues as Mary Marvel and the Splinter Group of Amazon search to find asylum. They uncover the history of something much darker. Will they be able to stop the impending wave of discord before it's too late? I love this one flash cover. That's why I used it in the thumb. I just think it's gorgeous. I just wish it was a poster. Sometimes you see some of the covers and you wish you could just order them as a big blow up poster. At least I do. That happens to me. Does that happen to any of you? You ever just see something, you're like, if only that could be on my wall, because it's so nice. The Flash number 4. As the Flash continues to explore the gallery, he meets a living entity called the Resident that he feels drawn to. Can she aid him in his battle against the Folding Man? And even if she can, does she want to? Meanwhile, Mirror Master returns, unveiling even more upgrades since we last saw him in the Flash number 800. Wow, a callback to where he's from in the Solicit? Whoever wrote that needs a raise. But he's not the only one with new powers, as Ira Thunderheart West is eager to show the world. Also, the Stillness decide to act upon humanity as the new chapter for the Flash family continues. Speed Force number 2. They already told us that was happening back up in Beast World. As Wallace and Avery race to uncover the mystery of the missing Star Lab scientists, something appears to be affecting their friends. Is it tied to the bubbles popping up all over Keystone, or the spooky Speed Force stuff Mr. Terrific is warning everyone about? Also, a classic Flash character appears and is really into EDM, but to what end? The young speedster team-up continues. We have Jay Garrick, the Flash number 3. I'm low-key excited for all of the Golden Age stuff. I just have a very soft spot for all of those characters. I'm curious how they're going to deal with Judy in the kind of main verse with how they've introduced her, and I think it could potentially be fun. Something is coming for Judy Garrick and sending long-forgotten foes from her early days adventuring with her father. Jay will need to race ahead to figure out what really happened to Dr. Elemental if he wants to protect his family. Sounds straightforward, but sometimes that's just what you want. We have Wesley Dodds, the Sandman, number 3. Wesley's search for answers brings him to the city morgue as he learns the man who broke into his home didn't die from the fire. But the clues he finds land him face to face with the true villain. He's already begun using the Sandman gear. Enter the fog. I hope they tie the fog into the mist in some way, because that's all I thought when I heard that. I was like, the mist? Are we going back to that? Then, of course, we have the third, the one that people were the least interested in my poll when I posted, like, which one of these, if any, are you kind of looking forward to? And that was Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, number 3. As the trail of the person murdering people, there's just something about the way that's phrased. As the trail of the person murdering people from Alan's past goes cold, the Green Lantern finds himself teaming up with an unlikely ally, the Spectre. But will the Spectre uncover the secret Alan was hoping would stay hidden in the process? We have Justice Society of America number 10. May it continue to come out on time, because there's been delays with that. Oh, yes, we need to put that pun on there too. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I love it, TK. I need to get that applause sound because that is great. The smog is also good. So we have Justice Society of America number 10. Ruby's search for her father continues, and she'll stop at nothing to find him, even if it means killing the Huntress and destroying the Justice Society of America. Dedication. That's what we want. Here, okay. I love this Hal cover here where he's just like fallen down, probably bumped into something. It's like it was made for me. Also the Santa one with all the rings, the like Emerald Twilight kind of one. Also fun. They're all just fun. I like all of these, actually. Green Lantern number 6. It's come down to this. Hal Jordan, Earth's Green Lantern, finally faces off against his former mentor, Sinestro. It's going to take him all the way to issue 6? Dang. What are they going to do for the 3 issues in between? Because they just met at a coffee shop in issue 3. Sinestro, whose power to instill fear has been replaced with an elemental rage that could level the planet he once swore to protect. They did. They met in a coffee shop, and it was very coffee shop AU, and I laughed and chuckled on the inside. We have Green Lantern War Journal number 4. This is the Jon Stewart one, because they started it off as a backup in Hal's, and then it became its own book. And there was a bit of confusion for a bit as to whether or not he was going to get his own, but he was always going to, and it's here. Still, one of the most powerful beings in the universe, Jon Stewart is fast succumbing to the radiant dead, becoming something both more and less than human. With Jon's power corrupted, Earth is doomed to fall to the Revenant Queen, unless Jon finds a way to forge a new Green Lantern ring more powerful and unpredictable than any we've seen. Jon Stewart embraces his Marine recon roots and goes on the hunt in this thrilling new issue. A lot of what's happening, you need to have read previous stuff for. Green Lantern War Journal is not one that it's easy to jump into without having read some of the prior runs. It's a bit impenetrable at points, and it really depends on whether what's happening is gelling with you or not, if you're going to be able to jump on board with it. I know. We need to talk about those more. What about the planes that Hal flew? That's what we're supposed to be remembering him for. Oh, Power Girl. Okay. I need to read this pun for you that's on the page right here, which is turning the page with the former Karen Starr. So just make of that what you will. Power Girl number 4. The origin of Symbio revealed. Will Power Girl be able to fight the dark entity who has been lurking inside her enemies, or will she succumb to it herself? The true battle has only begun for our heroes as their artificial antagonist invites them to join it or die. So we still also have Omen hanging out with her, even though she's not on any of these covers, which are cute, but we'll see how this direction goes and if it starts to feel a bit more like Power Girl, because as it stands right now, they've changed her name, they've changed her powers, and her personality is also very different. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We have Fire and Ice Welcome to Smallville #5. And just spoilers for anybody who saw the first one and was like, no, I'm going to read all of it. I don't want to know anything. Massive spoilers here because Fire and Ice's salon has gone up in flames and Smallville doesn't seem far behind it. The villains in residence grow restless for Bedlam and a better payday than they've had access to since joining Fire's rehabilitation program. That does not bode well for what's going on with Fire's character. And even the locals have got a strange and almost possessed gleam in their eyes these days. It continues to be wacky in Fire and Ice. Welcome to Smallville. Blue Beetle has an ongoing, by the way. This is Blue Beetle #5. After graduation, they continued on and made it into an ongoing. So we'll see how long that lasts. It's always fun when some of the less mainstream popular heroes get to have a book keep going, like how Poison Ivy's on #18. I don't know. I always find that exciting. It does, doesn't it? It does. It does have two broke girls vibes. What's happening with Jaime? The Blood Scarab's plan is finally in motion as he descends on Palmyra City. He will rip Kajida from Jaime and claim the Scarab's power for himself. Can Jaime figure out a way to stop the Blood Scarab, or will this be the end of the Blue Beetle? I hope not, because this series is actually pretty fun. We have Cyborg #6. Yes, there's a Cyborg series. I feel like nobody's talking about it. Cyborg and his resurrected AI father, Silas Stone, are locked in battle with the nefarious Solace, but in order to stop the android uprising, Victor will have to make a wrenching sacrifice and lose more than he ever thought possible. Fingers crossed if we can avoid an "am I a man or machine" plot. We'll see if we can do it. Can it happen? We're at Green Arrow #7, and in case, I love this one, by the way. This hard traveling heroes variant with Santa is fun. That is a very fun one. If you were worried about Ollie, he's back. Oliver Queen is back. He's returned with his family to the present day, but the Green Arrow family reunion is just getting started. Green Arrow still has lots of secrets to uncover. Like, why has Amanda Waller taken an interest in his family? We have Hawkgirl #6. Oh, stranded in Vulpecula controlled Nth World. Hawkgirl is on a desperate hunt for Galaxy and a way home, but the Galaxy she finds is not all the one she expected. Forced to fight her best friend, oh, they're best friends now, for the fate of 2 dimensions, Hawkgirl must make an impossible choice, one that will define her future forever. We have Shazam #7 with a very quick, succinct one. I have to laugh at this and share it with you. I mean, Ollie can get into a disagreement about that with anybody. So I would say, of course, yes, 100% with Santa as well. Why not? Why not? The match you've been waiting for, the Captain versus Black Adam. Who will wield the thunder and who will ultimately be crowned the champion of Shazam? Always fun to see those two fight. We have World's Finest Teen Titans #6. It's the Teen Titans versus the Anti-Titans in the melee of the miniseries, with Lilith, Nyark, and Mal joining in on the side of our heroes. After the last blow is dealt, the Titans must face something even more uncertain than battle. Change. That sentence is amazing. Mal helps Aqualad make sense of his dating dilemma. Bumblebee second guesses her growing feelings for Mal. Donna must choose between Paradise Island and Man's World, and Robin and Speedy try to reach a resolution. I wasn't ready for something even more uncertain than battle. Change. They did, and it's a nickname that he's got online because they've evolved it from him running that radio show that he used to all the way back in the Golden Age to now he has a kind of podcast blog thing that he runs, and that's the nickname that's been adopted. And it's a way for them to get around some of the trademark stuff and be able to call him what they want, basically. We're doing a Harley Quinn black plus white plus redder, which is another one of those where they just do the monochrome with the one accent color of red. I don't know if the last one did that well, but I guess it must have done well enough that they were able to do another one. In this final issue of Madcap Monochromatic Misadventures, even though they're not strictly monochromatic, Catwoman's own Tinny Howard and iconic artist Babstar team up for a night on the town with the Gotham City. Oh no. Did they write themselves in? Is that what I'm getting from that? It's one of those? No. Okay. Nightwing superstar Bruno Redondo takes Harley on a dimension-breaking journey of self-reflection, and rising stars Denise Camp and Fabio Veraz put one unlucky couple through an extraordinarily high-stakes session of marriage counseling, courtesy of the renowned, some would say infamous, Dr. Harleen Quinzel. I have a question. Yeah, I do. I do collect both, but not just that. I also have the Infinite. I have the once it came up to Canada. I do have that. I find it worthwhile, but then I also do all these reviews and stuff, so it definitely pays for itself. We have the Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries #1. I really like these. They're fun. They're fun and they're really accessible. It's $2.99. Your kids can pick it up. They're cute. A new ongoing series teams up Gotham's greatest detectives with Crystal Cove's teen sleuths. The Big Tops, the place for thrills and chills and spills, if you're Dick Grayson's parents. Even more so when a traveling circus is haunted. But even Scooby and the gang don't realize just how chilling it is for Nightwing, because this is Haley's Circus, Dick Grayson's childhood home. Of course it is. It couldn't be any other circus. They're doing facsimile editions. Do any of you pick those up? That's where they reprint them. I wish they did it with the letters, though. I need all the sassy letters. Yeah, they're doing Batman Year One facsimiles for all of those. They always smack those right in the middle of the solicits, and then they're like, and we're back. Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor, #2. Superman continues his mission to find a cure for what's killing Lex Luthor. Is it the kryptonite again? Did he poison himself again with the kryptonite? When the present has no answers, maybe the future will. But will the Legion of Superheroes help Clark find a cure for a man like Luthor? They are so bad at finding cures in the future. I don't even know why he went, if you know your Legion history. But it is nice to see the Legion mentioned again, and like in that capacity of Clark visiting them. That's fun. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for Lex stories, so I will probably be there for that. Oh, they have a Peacemaker Tries Hard trade, so that's out. So if you're interested in that, you can get that. Batman Detective Comics Volume 2 trade. Batman Justice Buster Volume 2 trade as they continue to collect the manga. Operation Joker Volume 3, you know that I'm getting all of those. Joker raising baby Batman, come on now. And Superman vs. Meshi Volume 3, he finally eats with his friends and overcomes his issues as they continue to encourage you to eat at very real restaurants. Oh, okay. So what do you get in all of Night Terrors? What is it collecting? Okay, so the Night Terrors trade, this one just gives you the main ones, 1 to 4, First Blood, and Night's End. So you don't get any of the tie-ins. I wonder if they'll do a big Omni release for all of them. Yeah, okay, they're putting that separately. Oh, look at the milking. Look at the milking. Look at the milkage that's happening. Look, so you have the main one. Then you have this one over here. So then you have, okay, so 30 for the main, 40 for this first collection of others, and then another 40 for, so that's, oh my goodness. Woo. Well, if you want all of Night Terrors, that's how you can get it. It's there for you if you are so inclined. We have the Absolutes. Do any of you collect those? Fourth World Omnibus, Volume 2. Omnis. And then again, we're back to actual issues. Batman Beyond Neo Gothic number 6, the final issue. The dark heart of the garden is revealed. Donovan Lumos, the City of Lights. Yes, Donovan Lumos, the City of Light. You heard that right. Name pun. Brings forth a terrible darkness. Neo Gotham will fall, and the future of Batman will rise. Danger Street number 12, which that means it's the last one. It all ends here. Will the outsiders be accepted by society? The green team finally gets what they deserve. That's ominous. The sky be saved from falling. All of this and more as Lady Cop closes the case of the murders of Danger Street. You'll have to read it to believe it. Superman Lost number 9 and his super cool, nice glowing costume. As a Green Lantern from Superman's past creates chaos in the present, Clark grapples with the idea of losing Lois for good as her sickness rapidly escalates. Lex Luthor watches from the wings, wondering if maybe he can get a cure from when Superman cures Lois over in his book, waiting for the Man of Steel to crack under the pressure. Could karma be coming for the richest man in Metropolis? We have another trade here with a nice cover, I have to say. Urban Legends Volume 6 trade. Creature Commandos collected, which is good because they're going to be releasing the animated series. So that's a tie-in type thing. Icon versus Hardware collected. Milestone Compendium number 3. So if you're looking for that. Monkey Prince. Nubia, Queen of the Amazons collected. Static, Shadows of Dakota collected. You don't need to worry about things being collected these days, though. Like, you know it's going to happen. And is that it? Did we do it? Oh my goodness. The Flash Volume 19, the 1 Minute War. We did it. We got through all of them. We read them all, and it was only slightly awkward. Now I have to use what I made. I made a banner for this. Hold on. Ooh, look how fancy it is. Are you? Are you going to? I want to know. So, wow. That took us almost an entire hour to get through all of that. So, what do you think? What does any of that catch your fancy? Are you reading any of it? What are you already reading and all of that good stuff? Does it make you excited to get into anything? Does it just make you tired and feel full of existential dread that all of this, like when it comes, when the month comes that you read the solicit from it, I always get this, oh my gosh, it's already here feeling. I don't know if anybody else feels that way or if it's just me, but that happens every single time. It's just like, I feel like I just read it yesterday and then all of a sudden it's already here. It's a lot. So, yeah, because I'm going to be reading. Like, there's definitely some that I'm going to be reading for sure. I'm here. I'm going to be on that Power Girl train. We'll see if I stay on the Wonder Woman train or if I come back at the end. Like, that's the thing. A lot of the times I'll like pop in and out. And that's one of the nice things about Infinite, I have to say, is that once it does come on there, you can kind of pop in and out as you so choose. I am interested in Cosmic Horror Flash. I was enjoying all the stuff that was going on with Wally, but it sounds like it could be fun and trippy if they do it correctly. Does anybody feel like they just need to catch up? Like they need to take a minute to catch up? And are you excited about Beast World? Did this sell you on Beast World as an event that you want to check out? People transmogrifying themselves into creatures, basically, or being transmogrified. I did read the first Jon Stewart one, but I guess I could do a casual comic video on it, but I like to save those for the older, wacky, zany issues, which we haven't done one of in a while. It's long overdue. We need to get back to the Silver Age. If you're not going to pick up Beast World, why not? Is it just that you're kind of burnt out of events or you're just not feeling it? It doesn't really seem up your alley? Tell me. I'm curious. I want to know. And are you interested in the Marvel or the indie ones? I don't know why it's so hot in this room, but it is. Maybe it was just reading all those solicits and trying to make them as dramatic as possible. Too many events. That's the thing is, the next one's going to go into just lead into the next one. I think the thing that's exciting me the most is seeing the world, the DC universe in general, slowly kind of cobble itself back into feeling more connected. Yeah, me too. Me too. I have to put this on. Me too. Every single time I have to stop myself from not saying Beast Wars. It's all I think about. It's all it makes me think about, really. There we go. I'm still getting used to the studio interface and StreamYard, but I think I like it. I like being able to put the comments up onto the screen. I think it's worth it. What do you think? Do you like having the slightly increased technology, even though someone pointed out I'm still pixelated? I turned up the depth, but it's still pixelated. It's just the lighting and the darkness of the room. It is what it is. It's part of the experience. That's what I tell myself. That's straight copium. Ah. Let me yeah, I am. And they've actually started collecting that in trades, which is fun. I'm glad they're doing that. I am glad that the ones that are getting more popular, they're also putting into trade format. I think it's a good way to synergize the two things together and hopefully drive people back, drive people in both directions, basically. What about all of you? Have you kept up with the webtoon world? And is there any series that you wish they were doing? Like you hear about some of these and you really wish that maybe there is another character who's not in play that you want to see more of? Or are you surprised that it seems like some of the new characters who were being pushed aren't around or aren't doing as much? Or are there any that you're surprised have returned? There's one character who I'm still waiting to see if they make a big deal about. Remember in the tie-in where John got electric powers from the Lazarus Rain and they kind of tried to give him like a Catwoman style interest in that guy? I think his name was Ash, if I'm recalling correctly, and then like nothing really happened with it. I'm just so curious if anything will happen with that properly. Sideways? Sideways has strong fans. Someone just said that they want more Sideways. Whenever Sideways comes up, there are some really devout, like, yes, Sideways. Now is the time. It makes me excited about Sideways, honestly, just seeing how much the people who love him really, really love him. Yes, it was the kid with more chemistry than his boyfriend. That's why it made me laugh so much. You want more Red Hood. You need more Bat Fam, more Bat Fam in your life. Let's see. I'm catching up with what you all wish that you were seeing, you were reading. Yeah, I think Red Canary, I think some of the new characters actually lend themselves quite well to Webtoon. Someone just said that they think Red Canary would be a good Webtoon. I think that's a good place to explore some of the things, even though I do like some of the minis that they're doing, and I do like the ones that manage to keep going. Again, Poison Ivy. The question. Which question? For a while, it looked like they were going to do something with Renee again, but then it didn't fully seem to pan out too hard. Although I did see her on one of the covers as a variant. I like both questions. Do you have a favorite question? Do you have a preference for one or the other? I actually did really like the mantle pass from Vic to Renee. Yeah, I do wish that. I see that here. Someone's saying that they wish that Barbara/Oracle was more involved in like the Birds of Prey. And I do wish that. It always feels like she just doesn't get to be a part of the Birds of Prey stuff anymore. And she was so important in, founding it. Oh, this pun is good. Here's a good pun for the response to who's your favorite question. That's a good question. Well played. Very well played. Enjoyable. I like it. Renee is staying as the commissioner of Gotham, but she can do both. Look at all the people doing all the intense multitasking in ways that they definitely could not in real life because they would be so burnt out and incapable of doing anything. But that's part of the fantasy. That's part of the experience. So as much as I love Tom Strong, because someone just said the world needs more Tom Strong, as much as I love Tom Strong, I'm happy with what we've gotten, and like so far it's been good. I'm like, just leave it alone. I don't want anything bad, anything bad to happen to him. Yeah, we'll see if Flatline can take off, if Flatline can go anywhere. Yeah, no wig tonight. Not in the mood. It's not always a wig day. Sometimes you gotta let the hair breathe. It's gotta experience the world. No, we're super casual tonight. It's not a wig night. It's not a lipstick night. It's slightly awkward because we're trying the new tech and we're trying a new format of reacting and doing it live. And I had fun. I know it was slightly less, I guess I'm more used to just talking and just seeing where it goes. So the jumping back and forth was, in my opinion, slightly awkward. But I think if we do it more, we'll get more flow. And I thought it was fun and interesting. And I'm like, I hope that you enjoyed hearing what's coming out there and it's tickled your fancy or told you what you did not want to take a look at, which I think is also, something of benefit from doing these things, or you dipped out because they're so spoilerific. But it's just always interesting. Flatline is too flat in personality to me. Yeah, depending upon who's writing her, she has become a bit of a caricature. That can happen with some of the some of the characters. But yeah. Yeah, pleased with StreamYard, basically. And pleased with the fact that everything went so smoothly and there were less blips than the last one. So it seems like there's a better connection here, which is very, very good. Oh, good. I'm glad that some people took my spoiler warning and avoided if they were like into things. Is shush short for she hush? Yes. Shh. Hush. Are you doing a Marvel one? I think it would be fun to do one. I think it seems only fair if we did DC to also do Marvel. And people have been asking to do more Marvel content lately anyways. That might be a good way to dip back in. And it's always interesting just to touch base and see what's coming out and where everything is and what's going on in the universe. Because as you saw from that, so many comics are being published. And that was a lot. That was a lot of a lot. I find it fascinating too that the Night Terrors didn't even end up being collected in October. And so they ended up being released in summer initially. And then for the Christmas season at the end, it's just odd. The entire timing of that event is odd to me. Hmm. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to check that out. And, if that goes well, we might even do the indie ones because that's always super interesting. I love dipping toes into the indie scene just whenever we can, just to check out what's going on there because there's lots of really interesting things happening there and a lot of it people just don't know about because it's, even though it's easier to get access to information than ever, there's so much of it that can end up being very splintered and it can be difficult to end up keeping track of things that aren't happening at the big two. And even at the big two, lots of times we'll be here talking about an event or a run and people will be like, that's happening or like, what's going on? So there's not the most communication about these things. So it's always nice to, be able to put those things out there. Thank you very much. I want them to expand the question family like I thought they were doing with Nobody. I think that would be a fun run. I think it would just be fun to have more question and that's just because I'm biased, though, because I like the detective style books. So it's always fun to have more varied types of adventures and characters like the question or expanding upon that mythos allow you to do more of that. So it's the variety. Variety is what's fun. Like not just having so many books, but also having lots of different types of stories in the books because you have so many different levels of hero, which is fun, or anti-hero or villain or whoever it is that you want to be working with. Did they ever release Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane like omnibus? They've released a couple of collections. They've released a couple of some of like the weirder stories in collections, but that was a while ago and a lot of them fell out of print and they haven't done like a big, huge omni. Back in the early days of trade collecting, they went really hard with some of the Golden Age archives at the start, but that fell off over time. So some of those can be a bit harder to get your hands on if that's your thing and that's what you're looking for. People are expanding upon the Flash family here. Not the Flash, the question. The Flash family doesn't need any more expansion. It's already huge. Name them after different sentence types. What do we need? Apostrophe, the exclamation, the ampersand. Like what? Ooh, I actually like the ampersand. I'd like that a lot. The Grolix. There we go. See, I like that you're all keeping each other informed in chat, like with where things are in, like depending on upon who's reading what and like what the current canon is. It's nice. It's nice to see. Ben Chan, thank you very much. Whose life is more of a hot mess? Hal Jordan or Scott Summers? I mean, at one point, I'd say it was probably Scott, but these days, probably Hal. I mean, with all the stuff that's going on, like the Krakoa era and stuff like that, that's very different than hot mess, which is still kind of what you're getting with Hal. There's a very kind of casual throwback-ish vibe to the current run, which is enjoyable even if it's not setting the world on fire. Like there is something very funny about Sinestro just coming up to him in a coffee shop because Hal can't go anywhere and he can't do anything without causing problems. Yes, we need to do that. Just for the awkward headlines that would ensue. All of the awkward news titles. Yeah, the Hal Carol dynamic is, I'd say it's regressed so much that it's a bit odd at points because he does come across as very awkward with her. He's very much in an immature mode in terms of the relationship, for sure. Why did I say for sure like that? For sure. Let me catch up with all of you on the side. I do like this chat sidebar. I think there's a way to put it on the screen, but I like it over and off to the side and not accosting everybody. Ooh. Thank you very much. Nil Vandy has a story pitch, random story pitch, but hear me out. A bunch of DC heroes are being taken out. It is revealed to be Snapper Carr is the new question. The return of Snapper Carr, the betrayer. The Snapper betrays the Justice League arc is great. And I actually kind of, that would just be such an out of left field moment for so many people. That'd be so fun. And I demand that people snap when they see him. That would be fun. Yeah, the sidekick characters like Snapper and a lot of the civilian people have really fallen by the wayside unless they're attached to one of the bigger characters. Otherwise, it's just they don't use them too much, which is a shame. I do like the civilian characters being around, having a bigger role. How does one snap? Yeah, oh, that was a good one. It's always nice when you go to do it and it happens because so many times it just doesn't. It's embarrassing. But that was good. That was smooth. Snaps for Snapper. I would love a Snapper Carr Rick Jones team up. I just obscure side characters team up. They're not obscure, and that's the thing. They were super important for a long time. Ooh, a hot take. We have a hot take. Are we ready for heat? Rain says, here's a hot take. I don't like any of Damien's girlfriends. What are your thoughts? They haven't fully sold me on any of them personally. The flatline dynamic had the potential for me to be kind of fun. I know some people really like the idea of him and Raven, but for me, they haven't really sold any of them yet. But there's still also, I feel like, working with Damien, even though it's been years and he's really come a long way from where he started. But there's always that fear that he's going to kind of be one of those characters who's pushed back. So we'll see. If you had to pick anybody for Damien, who would you pick? Who is your dream, if we're going to put our shipping goggles on for a moment, or people that you can see as like developing into a future relationship at some point? Snap her car, but he whistles. No, he needs to snap. We need a new if we're gonna have somebody whistle, it can be a new character, and we can give them an awkward name like Shush. What's the age gap between Damien and Raven? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. They keep swapping, especially like when they de-age and up-age the Titans and stuff. It keeps moving. It's what they want it to be. All the characters are anywhere between the ages of 16 and 65. Whistling car, Snapper's nemesis, the Whistler. Some of your puns are good. I appreciate it. Yeah, there is. There is an actual Whistler, but it's fun to tie them to Snapper. Oh, awesome. Someone completed their Tom Strong run. That's awesome. Ooh, we have another hot take from Rain. Back with the hot takes. Another take. I don't like Batcat. They are toxic. I don't know if that's a hot take. I think there are a decent amount of people who don't like them as they are currently portrayed, because I think also it depends on what era of Batcat we're talking about. So for you, is it just any Batcat of any era, or like the Batcat of now, or just the idea of Batman and Catwoman doesn't work for you? It's not my like default Batmanship, like not Endgame, but like what's your final girl for Batman out there? Not too hot a take, says Joel, for anyone except King. Oh, Lalula42, who says it's hard to find Tom Strong. You can find the compendium on Amazon. But if you're looking for some of the individual issues, yeah, like the tie-ins to other things, unless it's Promethea, which is also pretty easy to find, then it can be difficult to track down some of the other stuff. Silver St. Cloud. Oh, shout outs to anybody who also remembers and enjoys Silver St. Cloud. And yes, I know she was in that Elmer Fudd story. That was Laura, but retold with Batman and Elmer Fudd and Silver St. Cloud. Let's see. Yeah, there are people chiming in how they are confused about the ages. Yeah, but Calvin Allen, I know Prometheus on the DC app. It's just the app is hard to access depending upon where you are. So for some people, the app is a choice, and for others, it's just not feasible because that rollout was not the best that they ever did. But yes, it is 11:30. We're not going to go to midnight tonight. Now, no carriages turning into pumpkins or anything over here. But thank you so much for popping back in so soon after the last one so that we could hang out, try it out, and see how the new for me tech is working. And I like it, and it was fun. And if you want to do Marvel, like leave it in the side, leave it in the comments when this video goes up and when the replay goes up later, just let me know. And then we can hop back in and do this kind of casual thing. And I think we'll be even smoother, snappier each time. We'll just get more into the groove, as it were. And I am going to not film tonight, but film tomorrow. And we're going to do Wonder Woman stuff. And we're going to catch up with all those things. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to, as always, chat with you about all the whims. And we'll see which, if any of these that we talked about tonight, that we get to. But let's see if my connection of all the things worked and I can disconnect everything, and we'll see. But thanks so much. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is. And we will hang out again very, very soon. Alrighty. Bye-bye.